questions kan, the main problem.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
find the problem that we want to focus first.
Okay.
So basically, we need to solve the main problem, which is
The first problem will be the engine oil had been solidified, right,
yes.
into the gelatinous mass. So that will be the first problem.
Yeah.
Okay, then what I think lah. So if let's say this problem is proven to be due to the oil that we supplied, then it is confirmed lah. Then we have to face the legal issues.
Yeah.
So how you want to compensate?
So maybe we should check. We should take the sample from the oil in the engine first, and then we check the
Yeah, to list down what are the tests that we want to do.
That's the main problem, kan? That's the main issue.
I think,
Nice, yes. Yeah, true. Okay.
from my reading, there's a lot about viscosity, lah, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
correct.
we have to know, in September during that day, the weather in the area where the car is parked as well.
Australia.
Yes. How was the
Temperature,
weather that time?
the temperature lah, specifically.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
there's a viscosity index
Improver.
where it changes with temperature, right?
Yes.
Yes. They also tell that it should be in a solid form, but it melted, right?
Yeah. And then another factors that could be checked is the sulfur content, because they specifically specified that Michael is adamant to have sulfur inside the oil or something like that.
Sulfur is kind of additives, because I saw this sulfur content is under the worksheet additives. Is it additive?
It's actually in the oil, but usually they remove it to the minimum level lah. But in Australia, they don't have that specific law asking to minimize the sulfur, so they are still not minimizing it lah. So what I saw is that could be one of the parameters that we can check lah, how it interact with oil at different temperature. That could be one, and then another one we can test the.
I also observed this oxidative stability of the oil.
Yeah.
I think we just need to choose one, right? I mean, one case study, or I mean one experiment that we want to conduct.
So that means if one means we just want to talk about oil changes with temperature, only that.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah, I think so, because Prof said this assignment is about designing an experiment, right? So if we choose the effect of temperature with our oil changes properties, then that could be we can decide that one if we want to proceed with that one lah. So we just focus on that one. Yeah.
We just focus on
Yeah, now I understand. So the objective will be the effect of temperature on the oil changes, right? And then how it affect the other properties like its viscosity, how it affect the. Oh, okay, I understand now. Okay, so our main objective will be the temperature, effect of temperature.
Can we? I mean, can we do that? I mean, focusing on the temperature only instead of focusing on the whole, on the.
Yeah, can. That's what Nawawi also suggesting.
Okay.
So that we have one direct plan lah, what we can do on the test, everything. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Okay.
That temperature on oil changes and how it relates to the viscosity and all that.
So,
okay.
Basically.
Then how about the sulfur content? It also includes, or how?
Yeah, that is depend on us lah. If you want to add another parameter to check, then we can do lah.
Okay, so maybe we focus on this temperature first then.
Yeah. So our outcome is we want to check the viscosity changes, and then the factors is the temperature lah, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. So now we want to know what are the
Does sulfur affect the viscosity as well? No. Will it affect? We should know, right? I mean, what?
sulfur content. I think that it has not really related to the viscosity, I guess. Is it?
Yeah, it's when I read it, it's about pollution.
Yeah, it's
Pollution.
about
Yeah, once it burning the oil.
Mhm.
But another thing is, there's one part they were saying might remove some part of the engine, the heater. He was saying if you see the fastest gear magazine Australia, there's a statement there that we've touched nothing much really, just taken a few electrical things out of the circuit heater while we are in Australia. So they remove a heater. This one, when he goes to the mountain, probably it's a bit cold, and then the heater is not there. So it's about temperature lah. I think that we can
okay.
focus on.
I think the main problem would be temperature, viscosity, something like that.
Temperature changes, and then might remove some part of the car, affecting. I mean, so when he goes to the cold area, but it doesn't have the heater, then that's probably why the oil solidifies lah. It's actually basically it's not an answer lah. It's just break down the what we need to do lah actually. So more simplified lah. And then on this part, so this is the resource structure that were given inside our document.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've already break down lah into several parts, and then yeah, so this is the thing that Prof Azhar already mentioned lah. We need to understand what is our
Understand the
problem
problem.
that we want to focus on, and then answering the question. This part they were showing about the viscosity versus oil temperature lah.
Yes.
The thing that we need to focus on, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
And then also viscosity index improver influence.
Viscosity.
Okay. So
What do you mean by that?
viscosity index improver is also a thing that they add into the oil, right?
Yes.
To get a nicer viscosity of the oil. So if it is
To control the viscosity lah,
viscosity of the
because
oil,
to control the viscosity against temperature changes lah.
This is the one they found that it should be in a solid form, but it melted due to the heat, right? Some unseasonal heat or something, right? This is the one, right?
Yeah.
So do
And
we
then
need to check on this thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's not too much. We can also take into account the VII lah. So this part is where I mentioned lah. Michael looks. So he did some modification to the car. I guess we've touched nothing much really. Just taken a few electrical things out of circuit and heater.
I think temperature would be the main cause.
Yeah, temperature will be the main lah.
That means he already take out the heater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it affect the temperature control inside the engine lah, I guess.
I mean,
so
see the worksheet. They'll be telling you what the problems and then what the solution. So maybe we should do like that. We can just search for the solutions. We can just suggest the solution. So if we, but is there any kind of like certain experiment, like the main experiment that they do in this? They Is it?
Even here also they write what properties do we measure.
Hmm.
You already.
I think the main property should be like the normal properties on what we, if we check, if we test under temperature. So maybe like normal properties like pH, something like that.
All that, yeah.
Hmm.
Whether got any water content, how's the water content inside.
General
Yeah,
information.
another thing that can cause the solidifying of the oil is actually a contamination from when it's too hot or it's too cold. I guess when the engine is too hot and then it goes to the cold area, there's condensation or what, so the liquid the
Solidify.
formation, yeah, and it mixed with the oil, then it changes the properties of the oil lah. That is one thing that I've read on the net as well. That
Hmm.
could be one of the reason, but I think that is more on we knowing the situation. But when we want to plan our experiment, it doesn't have to, you know, take not take into account. We know the problem is the changes in temperature kan. So we just do a like a experiment lah. We know the problem, so we just do the experiment like we always do lah.
Okay.
Sure.
So now we need to list down the tests, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are the tests that we want to do? Actually, I really can we like search in the Google, like usually what are the tests, oil tests that we often done?
I search for it, but I cannot really relate with us. I mean, I don't know
Mm.
the
So we are not focusing on the engine part. We are only focusing on the oil part, right?
Yes, oil part, yeah.
so I don't
Uh,
really know how to how what kind of experiment I can suggest to you.
and then one more thing is, I just want to know before we proceed, what is the difference between lubricating oil and engine oil?
I'm sorry.
Lubricating oil and engine oil, both of them are same thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I'm also cannot explain to you the difference clearly lah.
Okay. And then we also need to fix on the, because they mention sport car, right? Or they mention Mercedes sport car,
Yeah.
something. It's a Mercedes, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Because later on we have to also need to work on the cost, how much it will roughly cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So
Because it's a
maybe,
proposal, right? So
yeah.
we
So
need to know
maybe
the cost to conduct the test.
this cost, right, is set by us by ourselves, or is it like you can get from Google? No idea.
I guess because I think the cost will be only getting the samples, but we already gotten the sample from the lawyers.
Yes. To
Okay,
analyze.
so other costs that would be necessary, maybe the instrument to use to test our experiments, and then what else? Because this is considering we are checking on temperature
Mm.
versus viscosity of our oil. The oil is
Yeah.
free, I guess, because we already have the oil
Yeah.
from the lawyers.
Yeah.
So they already sent us the oil. So we need to know which instrument we are going to use, or whether we will send this to our to
Own lab
uh,
or outside
lab,
outsourcing.
yeah, lab, or so that thing we have to know lah. Let's say, for example, the instrument is available in uh, we 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 considering this in our locality lah, in our university lah, UPM, for example. So if the instrument is available in university, then we can say that we will we'll try to use the service in university lah. So the cost would not be too high lah.
Oh, that means we are dealing this case in university like that lah. We are solving it using our equipment in university. Is it?
Or we can also, because this is a company kan, we can also act like we are a company. So if we don't have but I'm not sure the company side whether they have
They
invested
have or
on
not?
buying certain instrument or not. So if we do, we can imagine lah. If we do have, we conduct in our lab lah. But if we don't have, we have to outsource to private lab lah to
Private.
conduct the test. Yeah. So the cost would be, I think, pretty much only that lah, right?
Cost not only on the equipment that we want to use. Let's say we are analyzing the sample, right? How many samples that we are analyzing, how many runs that we are doing. So
Yeah.
I saw the presentation slide also per sample, they count it as per sample and how many samples there are and what are the total cost for each of it. Some are they are doing in that way also. So these are
Yeah, we have to know how many
samples
samples we want to use lah, and how many were given to us. Whether it's enough, sufficient for to run the whole test, or we need to buy more to get the sample.
Yeah,
But I guess the sample from the car is very limited lah. I mean,
yeah.
that the sample from the car is only to identify the problem, I guess. I mean, because we got two.
Actually, yeah, we now we want to do the effect of temperature on the oil change. So first thing we need to confirm is the temperature change. How was the temperature change during that time? And the second thing, we need to determine the test that we want to do to check this viscosity issues, right or not? Only that, right?
Yes, yeah, because if you see here, there's a temperature changes in Satsang Valley lah, where the incident happened lah. So in September, it's actually among the lowest temperature lah. So the data is here already, but of course we need to find a more the reference lah.
I mean, this one after we found out that temperature actually affect the oil, and then
and then that's why we decide to do the experiment taking into account the temperature changes lah.
Maybe we need.
So this could be in our introduction part lah, right?
Yes, we can justify by saying this. Yes.
Does crystalline structure, something like that, we can use an MR. You get what I mean? No?
They also have the DCR, all that, right? I saw, yeah. This is for antioxidants.
Over here they showing the SC test lah. The SC test.
The DSC, differential scanning calorimetry.
I think we can do this one. This one is only using the software, right? So it will be really not really costly for us.
But this test is for what, Is to
this
check
test
on
is I think for VII, the viscosity
improver.
How
index improver.
Means to check the level or what,
No, whether this viscosity is really compatible with our oil, right?
Check the properties changes, I guess. How the polymer interact with solvent. Because like I mentioned, if there's a contamination from liquid, formation due to condensation or what, they can test lah. The oil, when it mixes with the water, what happen?
Okay, understand.
Okay.
Got an
But
idea
this one is testing on VII lah.
Okay, now we got an idea already what we want to do, right? So maybe we can work on the test already lah. We suggest what are the tests that we can done.
Wait.
So
one thing is,
and And then the cost, right? The cost maybe we finally after we identify the test, then we work on the cost together later.
Yeah.
Later.
Because I think
Okay.
could be later lah. We design our experiment first.
We start right first. Yeah, sure.
I think we can use the 31 PNMR.
Now one more thing. The way of writing this report, right? Is it like kind of research proposal thing? You do
Yeah, I
your
think it's
introduction.
yeah.
You do introduction, then objective, then all that. Correct? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. And finally, the design, right? The research design at the end.
Yeah. Design, and then
After research design,
in the research design we have to know the if it's a proposal we have to know the expected outcome as well, right?
yes, expected outcome and also the conclusion, I guess. We have to do that
Yeah.
also. Do we need the research questions?
The research question is I think same as problem statement, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That problem statement enough already. So we will do introduction, problem statement, objective, then research design.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe
after that,
don't forget about the Gantt chart.
Gantt chart.
Yeah.
Means.
Yeah, that one could be done lah. It's a simple timeline how we want to conduct our experiment lah, right? How we want to conduct our project, right?
So maybe we need to finish maybe like in 2 months, 3 months. We should get the answer.
2-3 months.
I think it should be quicker, because they are suing us as soon as possible. So the experiment should be a quick one lah.
Quick one. So 1 month. In 1 month we should get.
Yeah, 1 month. You should be ready with the report.
Yeah.
So Gantt chart is after objective.
It could be the last one actually.
Yeah, last one.
Last one, So after objective is research design, right?
Or at the end of research proposal, like it's more common. Kalau this one we will be presenting before we do the experiment, then we could provide the Gantt chart. If it is not, then we don't need the Gantt chart, right?
Yeah.
So that means we don't need the Gantt chart.
I think maybe we should do another discussions. Maybe we do a simple slides like what we want to do. We discuss like among us. Because we don't need to do the slide. It will be a hassle for us.
No need, I think we are discussing now. So we already know what we want to do lah. Because we know what parameters that we want to check. So, sure.
Maybe next time we should finalize on the experiment. What are the
Yes. Next round, our discussion should be on the experiment, the test that we want to do.
Maybe
we can
how what temperature we want to test on, that kind of parameter already lah for next time.
Okay, I found a few.
Yeah, next time. Yeah.
I don't know whether it will be suitable for us or not. So later I'll WhatsApp everyone lah in the group. Can maybe
you have some ideas lah.
Yeah.
I got a few ideas, tapi I don't know whether it will be compatible for us or me. Because I don't know about the do you mean the machines, like how easy could it be? Because maybe you guys know lah, you guys in the industry kan.
The machine of what? The instrument to test?
Yeah, the instrument to test, like how long would it take? How long?
Okay, wait. So introduction, problem statement, objective, then no Gantt chart, sure.
Yeah, I think Gancat no need got.
But did you see the one yang Prof Azhar sent to us, like the video?
Huh? Oh,
Um,
Ganchat, man. I didn't realize also Ganchat.
yeah, the one that they're telling like in the first month what they want to do. That one is what we call Gantt.
Oh, okay. So research design, then okay lah, we just include the Gantt chart lah. How will be our test lah when we will.
Gantt tu is like the one yang after what we're doing. I mean, not really kalau research proposal, what are we going to do? So maybe this one like what are we doing? So how many how long do we take for each section?
Understood.
Understand.
So that because we, let's say we put 1 month to settle this, so we have to know by week
Yeah.
1, by week 2 what we have done, what we want, what we're gonna done, get it done.
We summarize like that lah instead of.
Yeah, that
Just
could
the simple one will be okay already.
Yes. Simple je. Gantt chart memang simple je.
simple je.
Yeah.
We
then
do on one side we do what activities we're gonna do, and then on another side is the timeline lah.
Yes.
Okay, understand. So according to our last discussion, Nawawi kita nak buat temperature, effect temperature, right?
Yeah.
So on the viscosity. So now we have 2 types of sample, right? One sample is from the mic company itself. Mereka kan dah beli oil ni dari manufacturer. So
Our company lah.
Yeah, okay. Let's say our company, yeah, we are the manufacturer. So dia beli dari kita, and second oil sample is from the engine itself. So we have this sample. So kita kena identify these 2 sample memang kita punya sample. So we will do some identification, the test lah, some physical test. Then lepas tu kita check viscosity dia semua tu kan. And also maybe mereka tend to I don't know whether they overlook or they have this data whether when at low temperature what will be the okay, turun bawah saya nak tunjuk sikit oil gelation. Turun bawah okay. Ini oil gelation ini kan, dia ada 2 test. Test ni untuk check gelation index temperature. Maksudnya at which temperature the oil tend to gelatinize. So because that time Australia kan dalam temperature saya ada check dia dekat -2 to 6 masa tu.
Yeah.
So kita boleh buat test ni to tengok okay temperature mana dia dah start gelatinize. So whether at this temperature our oil has the tendency to gelatinize. If yes, then it is our oil, our formulation issue already, right? Issue, okay? In that way. Second thing is the temperature, sebab lepas tu kan dia ada gelatinase, dia dah tak boleh pump kan. Lepas tu dia dah tak boleh move the parts ready kan, dah rosak, failure. So we will do the second test also to check the temperature, the borderline pumping temperature. At what temperature it can start to pump. Macam oil tu dah liquid, dia dalam bentuk liquid and boleh pump. Viscosity, oil gel, then limited flow condition, then oil cannot be pumped. So inadequate amount of oil to lubricate the engine. So that's why the engine failed, and yeah, that's the reason. So that's why you want to do the second test is to check at what temperature the oil is still fluid to pump out, you know. Kalau dia thick kan, dia tak boleh pump. So kita kena tahu ini 2 scenario of our oil. Please excuse me, naik atas sikit.
Okay.
Naik atas, ya. Pergi ke analysis ke bawah. So ini my opinion, my perception lah, okay. Kita buat oil gelation dulu, and check viscosity, check physical test dia. Then lepas tu kita viscosity ni kita kena buat untuk determine whether got any changes in viscosity or not upon storage, because mereka beli dari kita, mereka store dekat company mereka kan. Temperature dia low kan. That's why untuk effect of temperature tu, sebab tu saya nak buat yang oil gelation test tu. Yang tu untuk determine the effect of temperature. Okay. Second thing kita nak tengok is got any changes in the viscosity ke tak. Sebab mereka beli dari kita, mereka store kat tempat mereka. Maybe upon storage there could be any different in the viscosity. If got any contamination ke apa ke, you will have some different in the viscosity. So kita kena check sample mereka and also tally dengan new sample from us. You get me? Okay. And also the sample in the engine got any changes in the viscosity. Okay. From there we will have some idea. So need to do some base number test, acid number test. This base number test, we will know the depletion in the additive. In the oil we have additive, right? If got base number is low, yeah, then it will show us whether it's due to the low concentration of the additive. If it's acid number, then you can idea whether got any contamination, all that. Then we will do the FTIR. FTIR is very bad. I mean, it's very useful test because it will give you an every oil parameter. If you see the graph, if you later you Google online, I didn't attach the graph here. It will nicely, the peak will nicely tell you, okay, where is the oxidation, where is the water, is it because of the water contamination? You know, the peak will show you everything. So from there, you can get a rough idea. It's due to what condition the oil become gelatinized. So from there, if it is, let's say it shows you that it's because of oxidation, it's because of glycol, or it's because of water, then you can do the next step is what for water, you can do your moisture content to determine your moisture inside the oil. And as that's lah. Okay. Turun bawah lagi. Saya nak tengok dah cover semua ke tak. And then contamination can be another contamination also, the metal contamination. Maksudnya engine tu dah start acid kan? Maybe dia dah macam mana cakap, tunggu
corrode.
Dia corrode, dia dah acidify. Kalau dia ada something contamination, dia akan acidify something lah. I ada baca, maybe I attach kat sini. In that condition, dia akan corrode itu metal, dan metal tu contaminate. So itu pun akan menyebabkan kita punya oil tu gelatinized tau. So in order to know the contamination level, then you can do this elemental analysis. It also can detect the concentration of your additive. So this is my idea lah, macam mana kita nak troubleshoot the cause of the oil. So kita boleh tahu that is it because of the temperature or is because of the contamination. And these two things lah mainly. After that, we can conclude though. But then our initial objective was the effect of temperature alone. So I'm not sure how we want to do it lah. Is it okay if just choose the oil gelation step, or it will be very less? I'm not sure. So we want to discuss together. So this is my plan.
This one is in the whole overview lah, I guess kan. To solve the problem. From there, I think we can decide a few lah. That we want to do.
Betul.
I think the identification part is quite crucial lah.
Yeah, but
sorry.
I think the FTIR.
Yes, Nabila.
I think the FTIR only focusing on the contamination, kan? Is it really necessary?
Yes. Yeah. Contamination, yes.
Contamination, tapi is it really necessary? Sebab
otherwise it will be long lah, because after we know the contamination, we have to do another test kan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we want to confirm on the temperature effect, then kita boleh buat ini oil gelation. Then kita buat viscosity, got any changes?
Yeah.
What else? And do we need to do this base number and acid number?
Yeah.
Boleh buat kan? Kalau base number dan
I think that will be okay, kan? Grace. If we
so kita just buat ini tiga ni cukup
If kalau
the identification
masalah, baru kita fokus on the FTIR balik.
Maybe kita start dengan ini tiga dululah maybe. Okay.
Kalau
tapi itulah saya punya soalan, ini ASTM ni accepted ke macam mana as an analytical method?
I think it's accepted as long as we can find the method. Tapi we cannot just simply ask for the kita pergi dekat, we cannot just go to the lab and then We cannot just stated the
Arah mereka buat ni.
We have to specify
we have to properly
the test that we want lah.
we properly state the SOP, the standard operating.
Yeah, even though it's from the guideline, that we don't just mention ASTM. We state step by step also lah what they have to conduct lah.
Yeah.
Oh, so in experimental design kita kena tulis dia punya protocol lah, is it?
Yeah, something like that lah.
But I think we can or maybe we can just like certain laboratories they have certain SOP. They already have SOP. So before they ask, I work in MGI. So we just ask the customer what they want. So we will do for them. It's just like that.
No, this one is our test we are testing the material by ourselves. So we cannot ask the customer what they want, right? It's like we need to evaluate on this thing.
No, are we doing that what I asked Nawawi earlier? I thought we were sending all the sample to like certain lab, something.
Private lab.
Yeah, private lab. They will do for us.
Can we discuss which test we want to do? We want to send to private lab.
So I don't know what equipment does we have. So how you know which one do we need to do, which one not?
So you all imagining our lab is as a UPM lab, We cannot imagine our lab as a manufacturer lab.
Yeah, manufacturer lab, but
because if you imagine,
okay.
You tell me first.
I'm imagining our company as a manufacturing lab, but but they actually have the equipment. For example, when I search the viscosity experiment, so they have already like certain machine that they have. They just put the sample and then the viscosity level of the oil will appear, like, you know, like
what I was thinking is, because we also have our own lab, and usually this viscosity, base number, acid number, and this oil gelation
it's required lah for our
it's
company.
It's required for normal company, so I think we don't need to outsource it to outside. If in case FTIR elemental analysis could be, we need to outsource, but since we plan not to do all this, then I think we don't need to outsource really lah.
Come to think of it, it's true also lah, because we are manufacturing the oil. Of course, we have to QC and all before we sell, right? So logically, we will have the machine in our side lah, kan?
Yes.
Yep. So that means we have to conduct our experiment at our side lah.
In our lab will do.
But,
we just
are we
choosing the simple test.
No, kan? I mean, like ada certain people, a group of people that will conduct for us, kan, at our company. Can we just go and conduct the?
No, it will be our own technician. It will be our own technicians.
Can we?
Ask them in R&D group lah, kan?
R&D group.
Yes. Okay. So the next one will be the how we want to design on the sampling. I mean, not the sampling. How many samples that we want to run, and then what the cost. That is the crucial part lah. I don't know how to. That's why I didn't do yet, because I don't know how to do that.
And this one, kan, or gelatation, kan?
Yeah.
So I think the number of I think 3 sample would be okay. I mean, for each experiment, so three run.
Replicate.
3 replicate.
Okay.
I think that will be enough.
The cost, the cost we need to go in and check one by one. Online can get or we just assume the cost.
Can we imagine actually? I think we can do market survey just through
how much
company punya website or something, And then we make assumption from there lah. At least we make assumption from one reference lah.
Okay.
If we're going to do the experiment on our own lab, we need still to provide the cost?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking also lah, because that is our facility. We are doing it on a daily basis.
They already have
The
all
cost,
the equipment, all the chemicals that they need. So we don't really need to buy anything specific, right?
yeah.
I think we need, right? Why it's not needed? Usually, in my usually my place, working place, they by project, at the end they will calculate the cost that they spend for this project. So it's for it's not for to get the money from outsider or anything. It's for our own budget, how much we might tend to spend for this thing. It's like that one. So even though this is a project, so we should know how much is our budget to do to run to troubleshoot this issue. You understand? Yeah.
Yes.
So I think the cost is also necessary. Maybe it's for our own purpose, for our own record. Yeah.
Information.
And also Prof. Azhar also wants to see the costing. So I think we still need to work on the costing.
Yeah.
So if we know, then because we are not in the field lah. Otherwise, we could know one type is how much we charge. Kan? I mean, normally.
I think we need to look at the operating procedure first. We need to, we need to do, and then we'll see like how much we search for certain, and then we just agak-agak je lah.
Yeah, we can compare with. Maybe there's some private lab showing their service rate, then we can take that lah. Yeah.
Okay, so our next step will be step is to identify the protocol of each of these steps, each of these method, and then
maybe we can just
come up with the costing.
Maybe we can just divide between us. So
there's three, right? There's three part, right?
Yeah, 3 parts.
Yeah.
So one each, then
viscosity, the other one SC base number, the other one oil gelation. So three of us take one lah.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys choose first. I'll choose the one yang left out.
Nawawi, you choose first.
Okay,
which one is the easiest one?
Yeah, I choose for you. I'll
Give
just
me the easiest one.
Okay, so I just gonna say that viscosity Nawawi, so base number and exit number will be
okay, so the viscosity part, the basic information about the oil lah kan?
Basic.
The properties, right? The properties, right?
Yes, properties.
So
okay.
Mohana base number and exit number, me would be oil dilatation.
Okay. Okay, I agree with that. And then the next round we propose, each of us we propose the price costing for 3 replicates.
Yeah.
And then total, how many total? Because we have 6. We have 2 kind of samples. So how many runs? How many? If you see the presentation slide, they clearly state how many runs, how many samples total, how much. We just do in that way lah. And then one more thing is, we need to decide who will do the introduction, problem statement, objective, so that we can start writing also.
Okay, sure. We need. Okay. Kita kena buat like a simple proposal and also slides kan?
Yeah. And then research design is inclusive of the SOP. And then the expected outcome. We should know the expected outcome later on also. But
maybe
that one later part lah, we discuss together lah.
expected outcome tu maybe kita kena discuss together kot, because we're targeting the viscosity. So after Nawawi stated out all the standard operating procedure, maybe we can just like assume
Yeah,
there
from
will
the
be a
SOP
problem.
we will know.
So we're focusing on this one. Later we're gonna add another experiment on the VII.
VII will fall under viscosity, I think. Right, Nawawi?
Yeah.
Under the first one, is it?
Yeah. Is it under?
Yeah.
Yes lah. We just merge
because
it together.
there's a viscosity index improver there. So maybe from that information, from that experiment, we know the maximum temperature and the minimum temperature that our oil is capable to stand from that, from the information of the viscosity index improver. Then from there we can deduce that if the temperature at the mountain is below the range, that could be the reason why it's gelatinized also lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have introduction, problem statement, objective, and research design. So how?
Introduction.
Research
Problem
design,
statement.
I think all of us take our one viscosity. We just stick to the same thing lah. So viscosity, now we will work on the research design. Then later we compile. Then base number will be me, and then oil gelation will be Nabila. That is for research design. Okay, we will work on that. And then we have introduction, problem statement, and objective. So three things. So we will split into three.
Okay, so introduction, problem statement, objective Objective done kan?
I think objective Nawawi buat dah. Nawawi senang dia, sebab hari tu dia pun yang come with the objective that we want to do, so let him do objective lah. Plus he also going for vacation. I don't want to give him much work.
Thank you.
Okay. So Nawawi buat objective
Mohan nak buat mana? Introduction ke problem statement?
Saya buat problem statement. Saya boleh buat problem statement boleh.
Okay, so I buat introduction, okay?
Okay.
Introduction and problem statement. Okay, anyway.
Dia actually we can it will be in one go lah actually, but just part by part jugalah. Problem statement needs to be very specific lah.
Very specific kan? So introduction, I think, what should I mean?
Introduction, maybe you can just describe the scenario code.
Yeah, I think so.
You just summarize the problem lah. Not the problem. Summarize the issue. You describe what issue happened.
The issue.
Yes.
Yeah, not the situation, but the issue lah.
The Mike drive the car at the mountain.
Problem statement.
No. Problem statement will be the oil become gelatinized, and I will just say it that way. So the oil has been gelatinized, and then and the suspected it could be due to the temperature. So we will like that. We will put the problem statement. You understand? But you need to summarize the scenario, the situation that happened, the sticky situation that happened, showing that like Mike went to this place, and then the car got in a short thing, so people will understand. Okay, what is our scenario? People who read who don't go through the worksheet can understand the scenario like that. You just summarize. I think we just make it not too long lah. One paragraph enough ready lah. Then problem statement. Another.
I think it will be
very, very long, like how we did for research proposal, the real research proposal. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay.
Yep.
So maybe
I do the objective.
Objektif dah ada.
And also lepas kita siap benda ni, baru kita fikir pasal Gantt chart, expected outcome and conclusion. Okay? And then cost itu kita masukkan dalam projek kita lepas kita discuss.
Oh ya ke? I thought kita akan cari dulu on our research design punya.
No, we can find individually based on our when we do the procedure. for each one lah, and then we combine lah later on for the total.
Yeah, because I don't want we all to wait until the next meeting after discuss the cost, then only you start writing. Don't wanna, we can start writing now already.
So, hi, Sharifah. Okay, so kita dah discuss, kita nak fokus pada effect of temperature on the oil changes kan?
Yes, yes.
So, basic property yang kita nak evaluate, actually last time kita buat discussion hari. Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Okay. So apa saya cakap saya dah lupa dah. Okay. So kita plan buat on the viscosity, effect on the viscosity due to temperature, and then nak buat pasal acid number, and then kita nak buat pasal
base number,
tendency, gelation tendency, whether oil kita ni ada tendency untuk nak nak gel kan. So tapi saya rasa masa saya then kita dah divide kan viscosity by right Nawawi yang kena buat, then Sharifah kena buat on the gelation tendency, and I supposed to do on the acid number. But when I was doing my part, I realized that acid number does not really related much on the temperature effect of the temperature. So I've changed it to the pour point. Okay, pour point. And also since Nawawi dah left, so kita dah kita dah tukar kan. Jadi viscosity ni then kita pun dah share buat benda ni. Okay, then Sharifah buat on the oil gelation tendency. Okay. So that is our objective lah. Objective kita, general objective kita is on the lubricating oil changes with the temperature, and where we want to find that we want it's because you boleh bagi tahu lah kenapa kita nak buat oil changes with temperature.
Yelah, since dekat di Australia kan, the temperature quite different from Northland.
Yeah. So that is why we suspected it could be due to the temperature effect on the oil changes. Okay, and also there are studies also ada cakap lah yang oil ni boleh gelatinize kalau at low, dia expose oil to expose kepada low temperature for quite long time. Okay, so we want to prove whether our oil have this tendency to gelatinize, right? So we will be finding out the gelation index and gelation index temperature. What will be the temperature that the oil gelatinize? Okay, so to prove lah. Then the second thing is we want to study on the viscosity, VI, and low temperature, and also the pour point.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we just go through everything so that Prof will have a clear view what we did lah. So on the instrument part, we already decided to choose these things as our laboratory. Northland Petroleum is using these 4 things to measure the viscosity index, the borderline pumping temperature, the gelation index, and the pour point. Okay, we'll be using the mini rotary viscometer from the Canon to do the specific measurement for borderline, and then the scanning groove field technique, you will use this technique to measure the gelation index, and also this instrument have another special equipment to add on it to measure the pour point. So we will just use this instrument. Okay. So we know that if the temperature decreases, the viscosity increases. So we want to prove if it is like at the first test method that we will use is D445. So this D445 is to measure the kinematic viscosity at these 2 temperatures, 40 and 100. If let's say we observe a significant increase in this temperature, the viscosity is very significant at this temperature, we can easily conclude whether it is either due to the low temperature effect or is it because of the contamination from the soot. Because if the viscosity increases at this temperature, it means that the soot are produced. The formation of soot is there due to the combustion, all the product, incomplete combustion punya product. So that's why the temperature at this temperature, it will be more soot generated, and this soot will cause the oil to become, to become more viscous, and then the gelatin will, the oil will become gel. So we can conclude from here. Okay. The second thing is the VI, right? So I will explain my part first, then you can explain on your gelation tendency part.
Yeah.
So for the VI part, for viscosity index, um, what I want to say. Yeah. So the viscosity index we want to do, because that is the test to really test on the relationship between the temperature and the viscosity. Okay. So we will using this thing, and also the viscosity index, the reading, actually last time the standard method is from the kinematic viscosity at 40, 100. They will just extrapolate to get the reading of the VI. But now very automated ready, so we will just use this instrument to just get the reading of the VI at one go. Okay. So another thing that we want to check is what will be the viscosity at the low temperature, whether our oil is, it's getting viscous at when exposed to the low temperature for a long period. So we will be using this mini rotary viscometer from the Canon. Okay, and the study will be from it will be a continuous study from -5 to 40 using this method 4684. Okay, it will be actually the method we will just, we will just preheat the method, then we will cool it, and then we will stabilize it for 45 hours, and then we will read on the cooling profile how it affects. Okay, the next one will be on the gelation index. Okay, yeah, you can proceed for the gelation index.
Okay, for the gelation index. So for the gelation index, so we're going to use the scanning Brookfield punya technique, and then
Yeah.
can you go below? So we're actually going to find it's also it has connection with the viscosity. So if the gelation index we can find whether there's a rapid changes in the viscosity. Can you go below? So here are the machine that we're going to use for viscosity, for gelation index. So following on the pour point.
Okay. Okay, per point. Yeah, per point is actually to analyze whether the oil, at what temperature the oil is not flowing. So from there we will know whether our oil, the pour, we will add in additives to our oil. So for example, we will add in the pour point depressant. So if let's say definitely when we releasing our oil at the first once manufacture, it will have a specification. So when we test back the oil that we used, it should we expecting it to the pour point depressant in the used oil should have depleted, or you want to check on all these things. So we will do the pour point whether it is depleted or not. If it is depleted, it also may be the cause for the oil become viscous. Okay, so we will be using this insert module. It is actually a pour point insert module on the scanning Brookfield liquid bath. And this pour point technique is actually a manual technique where you will take out and then you'll be manually observing the oil, whether it has been, the what the viscosity has, the oil has been viscous or not. Yeah. Okay, so as I said just now, the data analysis for the viscosity part on checking the kinematic viscosity at 40 and 100 will let us know whether it is due to any degradation of the oil or formation of the soot particles. If we observe some significant increase in the viscosity at these temperatures. Okay, and it also will let us give some idea on how was the oil optimum storage will be handling and operational conditions. Okay, and the VI, as I say, it's actually a relationship of viscosity and temperature. So from here, we will know if it is a high VI, and we expecting it to have a high VI, because
RBI.
if it is have a high VI, yeah, it means that the oil can easily become
Gelatin,
liquid, like thin out.
gelatinized.
No. If it is high VI, it easily thin out more. So
Oh,
if it is a low VI, yeah, it is thin out more at low temperatures. So we expecting to have a high VI oil. Okay, and then next thing will be on the gelation tendency. So the oil gelation tendency is like two things we want to know is the gelation index. So at how, I mean, from the gelation index we will know, okay, how severe is the oil can form the
resolution.
gel. Yeah, how severe it is. Is it from the air binding effect? Is it because of the flow limited effect? So from there we can deduce, and also we from there we will know the temperature also. Okay, at this point the oil will start to gelatinize, so it will somehow we can relate this thing to the weather condition, or whether is it due to the weather condition. Okay, next is the pour point. As I mentioned, pour point will give some idea on the pour point depressants, whether it is depleted or not. And same goes to VI. If on the viscosity index, if the viscosity index become lower, and then it means the viscosity improver added into the oil could be depleted as well. So from all these, we will roughly it will tell us how the sample match the specified oil and the identification, how the correct, if the correct loop oil is used, have the additives or base oil properties depleted, or is the viscosity shifted from the expected viscosity. From here the NP team can conclude whether the faulty is because of the loop oil quality produced by NP, or is it because of the lack of proper oil maintenance by Mr. Michael. Okay, because the oil gelation observed, it's not only we cannot only blame the oil, it's also could be due to contaminants.
Mr. Michael.
So from
Mr. Michael also removed the knee, right? The some of the part in the car. I don't remember.
he removed the heater. He
Yeah,
removed
the
from the heater.
heater.
Yeah, so first thing we want to know is the temperature. If from the temperature, if we able to deduce that the temperature is not the effect, so that means our oil is good enough already. Maybe they use the wrong oil because they are driving to a different condition, because the weather condition is also important. Maybe the oil that they use is not matchable for the condition they bring the car in. So it could be the mistake of the Mr. Michael, first thing. The second thing is because of the maintenance. If the extended, if he didn't change the oil interval is extended, it also could be the reason, because the more contaminant is built up inside the used oil. And the third thing, he removed the heater, as you told just now. So we need the heater to keep the oil less viscous. So he also removed the oil. So if once we determine whether is it because of the temperature, and it will somehow relate to our quality. If it is not because of the temperature, then that means our oil is good enough. It could be we can simply put back this thing to them and say it is not our fault, and it is the fault is on their side. So that's what we decided, right, last time?
Yeah.
Just to wrap up, okay. So maybe you can share on the estimation of the budget that we have planned.
So for the budget for the viscosity and viscosity index, so we have decided that we're gonna test for 4 samples. So for one cost for per sample is 175 ringgit. So 4 sample would be 700. For berdalam pumping temperature, the cost would be 100 and 400 for 4 samples in total. For gelation index and the index temperature will be 250 and 1000 for 4 sample. So number 4 is quite this one is quite expensive, and the pour point is 120 and 440 for 4 samples. So in total we would need like 2,580. I think that quite not really
Reasonable.
expensive for us. That's very quite big.
Yeah. And this initial stage of testing will give a rough idea already
Yeah.
whether the oil is the quality of our oil is poor or okay, or the mistake is on their side. So from here then we can further evaluate on the other parts. Okay,
Yes.
then that's all from us. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.